the screaming ships, the roaring flying saucers, the terror ships, known as bloodships among human interstellar police patrols, are made of mitrocryptos, a compound unknown to most star dwellers. Converted as the thinking material bionacronide, also called zyploclonide. This is a special Soarbnom-eating material, also found on the Soarbnoms themselves in the form of tech clothing, uniforms. This converted diamond with a metal structure, later converted into circuit boards, cables and processors, has been modified to carry a dangerous computer virus. But in its pure bacterial form it targets living forms as well as a wide variety of inorganic matter. This material simulates a metallic alloy of compounds, but is different in its structure and nature. This material, also known as the zyploclonide leech, is able to digest other non-living matter, transforming them into a part of itself, thus self-reproducing itself, through mechanomitosis, while at the same time feeding the innumerable and varied colonies of parasites nesting in it. This rotting material of hard-to-destroy inanimate metal worm alloy needs its surface renewed over a period of time. Zyploclonide is the metal aspired to by a variety of star dwellers. But the zyploclonide has not been interpreted correctly by most of the inhabitants of space and remains misunderstood and incomprehensible to them. Zyploclonide is an inorganic, metallic alloy of a self-reproducing metallic mold that has been engineered by Soarbnom engineers to be mercury-based. The material itself is not moved by its will, but by the nervous system of Soarbnom living mechanical intelligence housed in it. This material is known as the Soarbnom whispering material, contacting the subconscious and the very essence of everything conscious, quite sincerely challenging the fundamental beliefs of its ideological opponent. Made of this material, the thinking ships of the Soarbnoms are self-healing. But in cases where they are more severely damaged, these ships take components from other ships, chips, alloy, material and any other elements including VOR-B wires. Survival once included cannibalism achieved through violence as the stronger bloodships tear apart and devour the weaker ones. Sometimes in order to survive these ships also willingly unite with each other. This process is called mechanical synergy of screaming horror. The neural threads of these ships carry a mechanical shriek infecting sentient enemy systems, subjugating them to their self-destructive will. Once taking over enemy machines through her computer viruses and mobile processors inhabiting enemy computers. Screaming horror forces the ships to self-disintegrate by donating their own mechanical organs to create new Soarbnom flying saucers constructed from the dying mechanical organism of their enemy donor. These aggressively belligerent cursed ships are the mechanical berserkers of the Soarbnom forces. Inside, these predatory ships harbor colonies of all manner of parasites. Within their bodies these predatory Golgothas of dark forces harbor through their biosynergy the vast varieties of mysterious life from all directions, ends of existence, cosmos. Repair flies are the obligatory arsenal of useful lazy workers who, through their nesting, secrete reproductive saliva to restore the cellular metallodermis structure when the vessel is injured or, like a reptile, changes its shell. These ships equipped with vaporizing blades cut into enemy forces whether they are buildings, Ships or any combat units or installations vaporizing their integrity and entering their interior brutally and ruthlessly burrowing into enemy space, penetrating like poisonous ticks deep within their entrails, affecting the ship's crews and facilities themselves. Once inside their opponent's body, the blood machines begin to tear apart their insides, simultaneously releasing their Vorb synapse, also known as the penetrating nervous system. These machines crucify their Vorb synapse, which combined with the zyploclonid forms a new mechanical organism called Vorb or Vorbaclonid, which sprouts in the internal systems of enemy installations and takes over the machines with the computer virus of his conquering consciousness. Even heavily wounded, these ships remain menacingly capable. Their anger and intransigence often leave their enemies in awe, admiration and despair. The loyalty of these berserkers and Valkyries to the dark forces knows no bounds, and their sacrifice and dedication are limitless. These mighty ships are bound to their masters who, like them, know no bounds in their aspirations. The entire Soarbnom caste, species and nature know no bounds in the pursuit of their goals. This species is amazingly interconnected, forming a complex superorganism, a system adapting to any environment, condition, difficulty, opponent or any obstacle and armed with its super technologies. Mystical machines. Ancient and mysterious supernatural powers, locked in the equations of profound mysticism, fueled by bloody sacrifices performed on the roofs of the flying saucers themselves, from where the name of these ships comes from. The bloody ships. The surface of these ships is used for battle arena, bloodshed and sacrifice until the flying saucer is drenched in the blood of sapiens-like victims or the juices of other inhabitants. Then the mechanized disc is ready to go by its rotation. Then the fury of the spin splashes the blood pooled on it like a red shower in all directions. Soarbnoms are armed with their limitless knowledge in the field of biology and the theorem of life, which makes these creatures the extraordinary engineers and creators of screaming technologies.